I decided to confront her. Maybe things would turn out well. I pointed at her. "Hey!" "Yes?" She looked straight at me. She flung her hair back in that oh so wonderful way, complete with slow motion and everything. Then I saw her face. My mouth agape, I was awestruck. I gazed into her glimmering brown eyes, expecting to see the staggering depths of her soul. Instead, I saw the universe in all its vastness and splendor. Figuratively, of course. Where was I going with this? I had forgotten. I theorized that her gorgeous eyes had the alien-like power to drain my mind dry of all its functions. All I could utter was, You there, girl person. I, wanted to say something. To you, I think. Maybe, if I may?" "Yes?" she said again in a voice that echoed in my mind like a chorus of angels. Not that I've ever been to heaven, but somewhere between my heart stopping and lack of breath, it didn't feel too far off. "I wanted to say something to you." She laughed. "You said that already." "Did I?" I wasn't sure if I was imagining this conversation or if it was actually happening. Either way, I felt like an idiot, especially since the bus was still there and all the kids were watching us, their noses glued to the windows. "Then let me say something else. You've been following me, haven't you, ever since our last class together?" As I heard myself speak these words to such a cute girl, I realized how paranoid I had become and how stupid I must have sounded. "So you've noticed," she said, her eyes narrowing. I laughed nervously. "That's right. Of course you haven't been following me. Boy, all this time I was thinking you were stalking me for some reason, but that's totally—" "What?" "Is there a park nearby?" she asked. Still dazed, I said, "You mean like a big public park? There's nothing like that around here. But there's a small neighborhood playground down the road." "That'll do just fine," she said with a bright smile. "Take me there." The playground wasn't very lively. A mother sat on the bench, reading a book, while her two kids were tumbling down the slide, kicking and screaming. How nice. The cute girl took a seat on the swing and beckoned me to join her. I did so cautiously. This was taking an unexpected turn. I was sure she had ulterior motives. "Your name is Stanley, right?" I nodded. "What's yours?" "Karen." I cleared my throat. "Well, Karen, what do you want from me? No normal girl would just follow some random, and rather unspectacular, guy all the way to his house." Karen said slowly, "What do you think of your parents?" I froze for a second. "You came to ask me about my parents?" "Yes. Please answer truthfully." I stared at her. I could sense she was troubled. Maybe she was having problems at home and needed someone to talk to. "I like them for the most part. They've never gone crazy on me, but they can be pretty nosy. And they definitely favor my little sister, but that's normal. I think they can be odd sometimes, but they're alright. Normal parents, I think." She gazed at me, her eyes narrowing. "Your parents are normal? Are you sure?" Yeah," I said, starting to doubt my own certainty. "What do they do for a living?" "My mom runs a small store. My dad does construction." "What do they make you do at home? Do they take you places?" "What? What kind of questions?" "Just answer me," she said softly. "Please." She beamed at me. I couldn't resist that amazing smile. Well, they make me do chores and homework, and of course they take me wherever I need to go." She said, "And what about yourself? Have you ever seen things you've never seen before, or thought about things you never knew or understood?" No. I couldn't even understand the question, let alone answer it. What did that even mean? Seeing things you've never seen? Perhaps something wasn't right in her head, which would help to explain a few things. No? That's it? You have an average life? She sounded disappointed. I winced. I hated the word average. I preferred to be weird, but in a good way. Karen looked down at the dirt, its surface carved out by the soles of many shoes. She fell silent, gently moving back and forth on the swing, kicking the dirt. She didn't say anything for a while. It got extremely awkward. I finally said, "Are you okay? Is there something else you wanted to—" She turned to me. Her eyes had lost their radiance. They had become cold and dark and were even starting to frighten me. "You're not like me. Why were you allowed to live a normal life? Why aren't you seeing the things that I see?" She bit her lip. "Why? It's so unfair.